Twins. What a twist. But I'm invested.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Disney+Us. Today we're going to be looking at Marvel's WandaVision Episode 4. I'm Teddy.
And I'm Hope.
We got thrown a completely new episode format for this episode, and we're here to tell you all about it.
No sitcom song to start this episode because we start in a hospital where Monica Rambeau is coming back from Hulk snapping half the population back into existence. Monica then goes back to her job as a sword agent, and on her very first mission back on duty, she gets sucked into Westview and becomes Geraldine.
What is it?
Some sort of energy field.
Careful, Rambo. Captain Rambo. Watch it. Rambo.
We also learn about how Sword found out about Westview. FBI agent Jimmy Woo is back from the Ant-Man franchise, and he has a person who's part of the Witness Protection Program who's gone missing. As he starts to investigate, he realizes that all his contacts have forgotten that this person even exists. So this draws him into Westview.
And for those of you who love the Thor franchise, like me, Darcy is back, and she's just as snarky as ever. Although now she's Dr. Darcy Lewis, and it's her investigation where she finds out that Westview is broadcasting its events as a sitcom.
There are longer wavelengths superimposed over the noise here. I got it. I need a TV. An old one. Like, not flat.
Then we figure out that a lot of the anomalies we've seen in the Westview episodes have been caused by Sword trying to figure out what's going on the inside. They send in an agent in a hazmat suit who turns into the beekeeper. They send in drones, and we see one of those as the toy helicopter that Wanda picks up in episode 2. And we also learn that they were the ones who launched the radio broadcast that gets to her when she's at the meeting with Dottie.
And then we get to see an extended cut of the closing scene in episode 3. Instead of getting a slow pan of Wanda looking at her children, she turns to have a conversation with Vision, and she sees dead Vision, that horrifying image from Infinity War when he gets the Mind Stone ripped out of his skull by Thanos.
My favorite scene from this episode has to be that extended cut of the end of episode 3. I just really love themes of unreliable narrators and out-of-order storytelling. Here, as we get the full picture of this scene, it hits way harder than it did in episode 3.
You're not my neighbor. And you're definitely not my friend. You are a stranger and an outsider. And right now you are trespassing here. And I want you to leave.
There are so many layers of censorship going on here because in this clip we realize that we didn't get to see everything in episode 3, but earlier on we know that we've seen more than Sword is getting to see on the outside. So realizing what is real, what's the illusion, is just getting so much more tricky.
My favorite part of this episode was getting to watch the old episodes right alongside Darcy and Agent Woo. There were times when they were reacting to the episodes and saying things that I said when I was watching the episodes. And I think the main reason why I liked this episode so much, even though I wasn't getting to see the sitcoms that I really have enjoyed, was I felt that I was in the shoes of these agents trying to figure out what on earth is going on in Westview.
I can't believe Wanda and Vision are having a baby.
You want any?
Heck, I thought about it for sure. A little Jimmy Woo. Get him a tiny little FBI badge. Oh, you took a chip? Sure.
Hey, you're doing great. Look at
their expressions watching this, that's me in real life.
With the show adding Agent Wu and Dr. Darcy to their list of characters, it's really cemented its theme of making previous side characters into the frontrunners. And that made us wonder, what are other characters in the MCU that have previously only been side characters that we would love to see more of, especially in a crossover like this, with the character coming out of the franchise that they were introduced in into another Marvel show.
One character that I would absolutely love to see more of is Dr. Christine Palmer. She was Doctor Strange's ex-girlfriend, and I absolutely loved everything about her, even though she did not get a whole lot of screen time in Doctor Strange.
Steven, come on.
Hit me again.
Stop doing that.
Up the voltage and hit me again.
No, their heart's beating.
Just do it.
She's just as talented as Doctor Strange was as a physician, but instead of choosing the glamorous life of specialty surgeries and making headlines with cutting-edge technology, she chose to serve in the ER and help people with absolutely no fame or fortune attached to it. Well, I guess she still makes money as a doctor, but not as much fame as Doctor Strange had. So I think she's serving as a doctor. She's in New York City. We have plenty of Marvel events happening on the Eastern Seaboard, so would love to see more of her.
Yeah, running into her again would be great. I feel like it could be natural. It wouldn't seem like it was forced to meet her, and it could be really fun. I think my pick for the set of sideline characters that I'd most like to see is Louis, Dave, and Kurt from the Ant-Man franchise, the members of ex-con security consultants. If they got a job that connected to any of the superheroes in the coming movies or shows, I think that would be fantastic. And it would make perfect sense, too. Just seeing more of those three would be a ton of fun. They don't have to have Scott Lang with them. Just those three doing a job within one of these other Marvel properties would be pure gold.
Wow, Dr. Pym. Like who would have thought that once again, in your hour of need, that you would turn to us, you know?
Not me. Help yourself.
Hey, what's up with the fancy pastry? We gotta keep the food budget down.
Well, what are we supposed to have for breakfast?
The oatmeal packets.
Oatmeal packets.
It's insult.
Why is it an insult?
Because it tastes like sand.
You know why? It's because it's organic.
No,
That's
it's
why.
not organic. It's sand.
It's the most important meal of the day.
You know what? You can get creative with it.
Break teeth.
Put a little brown sugar on it. You put some cinnamon. Put a little.
Yeah, any excuse to see Luis tell a story in the flashback way, where his voice is in the mouths of the characters in the flashback scene. Any chance to have that in another Marvel property, I am all for that.
Now for our merch minute, that is not going to be a minute, and it's also not sponsored.
For this episode, we took a break from the sitcom genre, and it was all about whodunit and working with sword. So today I wanted to highlight 2 shirts, which highlights sword agents. This first one here is available from Kohl's, and we have our headline character at the start of the episode, Monica Rambeau, in her work uniform, and it's pretty cool. I'm hoping to see more merchandise with Monica on it, especially because it's been hinted at that she's going to become a super at some point, so just can't wait to see more from her.
And this pattern, it looks really cool. It's got the sword acronym in there. We got Monica looking spiffy. Really excited to see what more they do with her character.
And then if you just want to rep the agency in general, they have this nice logo shirt also from Kohl's, which I think is pretty fun looking because you've got a fairly large design. I'm not a big fan of little pocket square designs on my shirts. If I'm going to be wearing my fandom, I want to wear it largely and I want to wear it proudly. And so this is a pretty fun way to do that.
What I love about this is it has the static effect that looks similar to what we were seeing in the WandaVision show. And so it definitely seems like it is heavily inspired by the sword that we're seeing in this show.
Yeah, exactly right. This is not a sword from any other iteration you may have seen, whether it be from the comics or something else. This is definitely from the show.
This episode taught us so much about the meta mystery going on around Westview, but it still leaves a number of loose ends. I think that the three biggest loose ends that we still have are the identity of Agent Woo's protected witness. We know that he is out there. We don't know if we've met him yet. We also see that when they are bringing up the real IDs of characters that we have met in the show, they don't have a identity for Agnes. So there's a big question mark on her character. Is she going to be an antagonist? What other mysteries does she hold? And then our final loose end, I think, is the agent that they sent in that we see as the beekeeper at the end of episode 2. I just really want to see him again. Perhaps he's just now the town's local beekeeper, but I still think it would be awesome to see more of him.
And then related to the overarching theme, at the end of this episode, we see Vision as dead Vision.
Oh, she left, honey. She had to rush home.
What? What is it? What's wrong? We don't have to stay here. We could go wherever we want.
No, we can't. This is our home.
And with all the layers of illusion that are going on, you have to wonder, going back to Geraldine / Monica Rambeau saying it's all Wanda, is the vision of dead Vision the real Vision? Or is that yet another illusion to try to keep Wanda in Westview? Because we see that when Monica Rambeau gets catapulted out of Westview, she's still in her 1970s garb. She hasn't lost any of that. So it may very well be that Vision may have been dead. He may just be alive now, and he could possibly leave. But Wanda doesn't think they can, because she thinks if they leave Westview, he'll be dead. And is that because she's orchestrated all of this? Is she the ultimate big bad villain? Or is she being manipulated?
Yeah, the spell around Westview seems invincible until Monica gets thrown out. And that could be the mistake that unravels everything. We'll see. That's our full review for WandaVision Episode 4, We Interrupt This Program. An excellent title because this episode was totally different than the other three we've had. Will we continue to split time with Wanda and Vision inside the sitcoms and Sword outside? Will it be mixed between episodes, or will we take breaks with full episodes of Sword? We'll have to keep watching to find out. I'm Teddy.
And I'm Hope.
Stay tuned, guys, for our reviews of Episode 5 coming out next week. Thank you, guys, and have a good one.